Yesterday was a Sunday, and after going to yoga and going for a long walk, got some groceries and bit the bullet and had to go to Walmart, even though it's just a couple days before Christmas. I knew it would be insane, and it was. So after all that, by the time I got home, I was feeling like, I feel tired. I just want to sit down, chill out, watch some YouTube videos. And I realize that's just like a default in my brain. I feel tired and therefore I need to sit down and zone out in some way. And I'm trying to challenge those brain defaults and maybe create some new ones. So instead, I came into my studio and pulled out some paints and just played with mixing colors, which is something I'm really enjoying lately, creating new colors. And in no time, I was completely absorbed in that activity. It was as though I was not depleted in the least, and my energy returned, and I had so much fun. When I was done with that, I didn't feel tired at all. I felt super energized. I went and made dinner, had a great dinner with my partner. And by the time that was done, then I was like, okay, now I feel tired. I want to just chill out, watch a movie. And I did that feeling very satisfied because I had fulfilled a creative urge. If I had done that earlier after having spent some part of the day running errands, which is my least favorite thing to do, I don't think it would have felt as satisfying because it was more like I'm just giving into this feeling of depletion and I would be doing something that wouldn't necessarily give me energy. And I've been thinking about this idea a lot lately, and that is how we perceive rest and what is it that we're really trying to get out of these moments of rest, because absolutely rest is incredibly important. However, I work a full-time job, and on top of that full-time job, there are so many other things that I enjoy and that I want to pursue. And at the end of a work day, I often feel pretty tired, and then I might be shopping for groceries, making dinner, just kind of taking care of life. And then that default programming comes in that now I need to rest, and rest means sitting on the couch watching Netflix or getting ready for bed early and getting into bed and reading a book. And there's nothing inherently wrong with those things. It's just that if I do those things, I definitely don't get any energy out of them. And what becomes frustrating about that is then that the things that I'd like to accomplish outside of my workday, they seem harder and harder to accomplish or further and further away, because there's this feeling of there's not enough time in the day and there's not enough energy in the day. The truth is that there are different kinds of rest, and though we might have this default idea of what rest means, for me, that default seems to be just kind of laying out, whether that's watching TV or reading or taking a nap. And that's only one way to rest. There's this other kind of rest called creative rest, and that is doing things that help inspire creative thinking and give you creative energy. And that's extremely important to me because I really love engaging in creative activities, and my 9 to 5 job is not creatively fulfilling to me. Obviously, I use creativity all the time in my work, but not always in the ways that I really want to, which is basically making art, making videos, that kind of thing. And if I convince myself that at the end of a long work day, the only thing I have energy for is to lay out and consume media, whether that's TV or social media or reading a book, then I never get to pursue my own creative activities. The truth is, though, that when I do make the effort to just take one step over that default thinking and engage in a creative activity, then that creative energy starts flowing and suddenly I feel replenished. And it's such a great feeling. So by the time I'm done with whatever that creative activity is, I feel satisfied. And that's such a different kind of feeling than just feeling depleted or exhausted. I want to go to bed feeling satisfied, like I had a day that was fulfilling and now I'm ready to rest. Versus I had a day that was exhausting and now I have to rest. So I just wanted to share that with you, because if there are things that you want to do and that you want to accomplish outside of the regular demands of life, and you think that you don't have the energy for it, it might just be that you have some default thinking around what rest looks like and where energy comes from. And if instead you take a moment to examine that default thinking, that kind of instinctual reaction to feeling tired, and try doing something else, just see if that gives you more energy. It might be going for a walk. It might be working on some writing or working on music or drawing or painting or knitting or whatever that is for you. But see if you can experiment with changing that default, and you might create a new default. It is Christmas Eve, and it is a gorgeous sunny day, a little bit warmer than it's been lately also, and we decided to come out to Lake Junaluska, which is in Haywood County, North Carolina, for a walk, and I'm so happy we did. This spot is only 40 minutes away from where we live, and it's our first time coming out here since we moved here over a year ago, and I would say I am definitely guilty of just being in my routines and not exploring what's around me as much as I could. I mean, I definitely explore like my local vicinity, but there's so much stunning beauty in this part of the country, and I'm just so grateful to live here and have access to all this. And I wanted to share some of it with you today.
Cutest dog in the world.
A couple of days ago, I was talking about different kinds of rest, and I focused on creative rest and the idea that different kinds of rest replenish us in different ways. This morning, I was in my pajamas, watching a movie, and that was fun. And I could feel my energy just kind of getting lower and lower, but thankfully we'd already made this plan to come out here for this walk. And I can just feel how much more replenishing this is for me, this active rest. It's not strenuous in any way, but it is just so fulfilling and satisfying. So back to that feeling of satisfaction. I don't understand why these geese are here. I thought they were supposed to go south in the winter.